Welcome to Kletus Ray's Roadside Service. We're having a good day. We're prepared today. Today, I'm already signed into the truck. Not gonna have any problems being not signed into the truck. What else we got going on today? I'm headed over to St. Joseph, Missouri. There's a place up there that there's a frac tank full of shit, and they want me to take all the shit out of the frac tank. So I'm gonna go do that real quick. Actually, not real quick. It's gonna take all day, and then tomorrow too, which is great because tomorrow's Friday. I think, yeah, it is. There's the guy. There's the guy. I'm still in the yard. I'm leaving the yard right now. There's a guy over here. So he took. He's a new guy, and I started talking with him, and he said, "Oh, I love to work on electronics and shit." And I said, "No way. That's so convenient. I have electronics I'd like to have worked on." He's like, "Yeah, I work on them." So he rebuilds dashes and stuff. He just changes lights and changes like the backgrounds of like the gauges and whatnot. But he said, "I love working on anything electrical." So I said, "All right, cool. I have an original radio for my '92 Chevy truck that's burned up. I think it's just like a capacitor or something. From what I've seen and heard, it's just a couple of little basic electronics that need to be replaced, and then it'll start working again." And he said, "Yeah, I mess with circuit boards and shit, so I can do that." I'm like, "Can you solder?" He's like, "Yeah, I solder." I'm like, "Okay, cool. Just make it sure." Jesus Christ. I think I'm good at some stuff, and I cannot fucking solder for the life of me. I got to get the heat shrink solder connectors. Whenever you put heat to it, it just melts the solder and does it all on its own. That's the only way I can solder, but it's a pretty good solder if you ask me. If you ask me, those wires are pretty well fucking connected until you realize that I redid like the blinkers on my DR650, and I always had, not always, but I had a problem with my left front blinker for a while, and it's because I had extra blinkers added on to it. And my left front blinker, you would have to wiggle the wires around, and then it would start working for a little bit, but eventually it would stop working again. And I went through and I redid the wiring one more time, and now it's good. It works properly. But I rode the bike today, which is great, and the bike has been sitting for a couple of weeks, untouched in our warehouse over here, or in our shop. And I I towed it home in the back of the pickup truck. But anyways, I rode the bike today, and the right side front blinker is also not working. I don't know why I didn't fix them both at the same fucking time. I'm pretty sure I did. So maybe I have a burned out bulb, because those are the original blinkers. I replaced the whole blinker housing and bulbs on the rear. The front ones are the original ones off the rear that were, I don't know. I don't know. But anyways, I got another blinker out. The blinker saga continues. No, last night I was on my way in from Oklahoma. Got offloaded at a decent time. Started rolling around, and I keep getting these fucking phone calls for insurance. But the government shut down, so I can't put my name on the do not call list. And anyways, and this is where I don't like to say it, but whenever a foreigner calls me up, you can tell because of their accent. Whenever a foreigner calls me up and is offering to give me insurance, they keep pushing it. And every time I've gotten a person that sounds like maybe they speak really good English, or they were born in an English speaking country, maybe, I don't know. I say, "Hey, I'm not looking for anything." They say, "Okay, no problem," and that they hang up, or they wait for me to hang up or whatever. I don't know. The foreigners, they pester me, and then they just hang up. at the end. And I'm like, whoa. I'm like, if I was going to get insurance, I ain't going to get it from you, you rude motherfucker. Jesus. So anyways, I got another phone call yesterday, right after I got offloaded, and so I get tons of phone calls from a bunch of random numbers, and I ended the phone call, and then I look at the phone, like the history of that phone number and my phone, and I've called it before, so I'm like, oh, that could be a potential job opportunity. I better call him back. Call him back, and he's like, hey, and he says my name. Um, Glad to hear you call. I was just wondering if you were still needing the insurance or whatever. And and I didn't recognize who it was. I don't know why. I just thought they got me. Um, I didn't recognize who it was, and he, I was like, no, man, no, I don't need anything. Okay, no problem. And he hangs up. And then, and he said his name was Ricky or whatever it was. It was a name I recognize. I can't think of it right now. Randy, Ricky, something with an R. Anyways, then so I called my wife and I was talking to her and I was like, yeah, these fucking, I explained to her, like, whenever a foreigner calls me, they're always pestering me, and whenever like, seems like an American or whatever it calls me, it goes way smoother and way more respectful. I was like, but I was still kind of short with the guy, but whatever. And then it dawned on me. And I was like, oh shit, that was Ricky, the guy that called, the first insurance guy that I talked to, that was helping me, that was running me through a bunch of shit, even though I didn't want to use his service anyways. He doesn't need to know that. And I was so short with him. And that's a guy that I had talked to several times. We sent emails and text messages and phone calls together. Like, we didn't know each other, but we had a little bit of a relationship rather than just some guy calling me up. He was like, hey, man, I hadn't heard anything. And, I just was following up. And I'm like, I don't need anything. And then I was like, oh, fuck. And so I got off the phone with my wife and called him back. And it was some other guy named Chris. And I was like, hey, Chris, I really want to talk to Ricky. I had been working with him for a little bit. And I was really short with him on the phone. And I didn't mean to. I didn't recognize who it was, so I just wanted to call and say, I'm so sorry. He's like, oh, he would love that. He's like, let me get him for you. So he gets him, and he's like, hey, man. I was like, dude, I am so sorry. I was so short with you on the phone. I treated you like all these other guys. I didn't reckon. I've been getting so many phone calls, man. He's like, I understand, man. He's like, you got to have thick skin to do this job. And there's no harm, no foul. I'm like, all right, well, I wanted to apologize and explain my situation because we had been working out a deal, and I wanted to tell you that I am not accepting a job that doesn't have insurance now. So any services that you could have provided for me are not needed. I'm not using another guy. It's just off the table completely now. I wanted to thank you for your time and helping me out and being patient with me. And he's like, hey, no problem. I said, you have a wonderful day. And if I ever need insurance, I'll call you back. I won't, but he wants to hear that. So, and I wanted to say that to him. So anyways, there goes the story about Ricky where, I've been berating. I haven't been berating anybody. I've been trying to be respectful with most of them, but the calls, they just keep coming in, and they come in at bad times. And they come in, and I'm expecting phone calls from other people. And then it's them, and they're like, hello, I do my insurance, single family. None. I don't need any, man. I don't need any. Okay, we have great rates. How about you look at single and family rates with me? I'm like, I don't need it, though. I have insurance. Click. I'm like, Jesus, can't get off the damn. I don't know. Hey, at least they're hanging up on me. I ain't hanging up on them. I don't want that karma coming on me. But I am I'm short with them whenever I realize it's an insurance company. But now, with the other guy that I was working with, I already emailed him and told him, everything is good, so I won't be getting a phone call from him. And then with Ricky, I got Ricky taken care of. Everybody else, now anytime I get one of those phone calls, I can really berate them, and I'm not going to accidentally berate somebody that I have been working with. So, anyways, that was after I got offloaded, and then I drove all the way home. And I was about 2.5 hours away from the shop, and Lucas called me, or he texted me. He said, "Hey, man, can I borrow that truck?" I said, "For sure." He said, "Okay, cool." I said, "Actually, well, it didn't end up happening. I don't need to include it in the story, but I said I can stop by because they have a little business thing that they've been working at, that they're closing up right now." And I said, "Oh, I can just stop by and I can take a load to your house since I'm pretty close to it up here in Kansas City. I could just drive over there after work, grab some shit, head on down south." He said, "Well, no, nobody's got a key. Cars are all over the place. I can't figure out, the logistics wasn't working." I said, "No, no problem. Just come by the house and pick it up." So he did, and I had to explain to him, even though he listens to the podcast, he knows the issues with the truck. Everybody listening might know the. I was like, "Don't give it a lot of throttle, man. Don't give her a lot of throttle. You want to give it more throttle because it's going slow? Don't do it. It's going to make it go even slower. Okay? Less throttle, more. The turtle wins the race against that bunny rabbit. It doesn't win the race, but you at least get to the finish line. Don't give it a bunch of throttle, man. Keep her in fourth gear. You can be in fourth gear at 65. I know the revs are up there, but it's okay. You can do it." But he said he didn't have any well, he did have problems, and this is I don't know. I feel like it would be better explained by him. So if I could possibly get him on the phone again to explain the whole situation with that, I'm going to leave that up 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 in the air for right now, because it was a good story, and I don't want it to. I want him to tell it. So yeah, I got home. My wife and her sister are down in the basement going through clothes. We have bags and boxes and totes of clothes for kids all over the place. Because, we had kids, right? And they needed clothes. And we bought a bunch of baby clothes, right? For two different kids a year apart. So we have a bunch of baby girl and baby boy clothes. And then whenever the kids started getting a little bit older, uh, my wife's friend, she has two boys. So we were getting all the hand-me-downs from them two boys. But, as toddlers, the clothes don't get worn a whole lot. But as they keep getting older and older, those clothes are ratty before they're throwing them out. And they're not good for hand-me-downs no more. So, anyways, we just have an abundance of clothes for the children that either don't fit them yet or don't fit them anymore. So they were just going through all the stuff, and they're getting a bunch of donate bags all separated and everything. And when I say there's probably 45 trash bags full of clothing, I'm not far off. Well, maybe not 45, maybe 25, which is still a lot. Like, you couldn't see the couch in the basement. It was covered in bags. Um, but anyways, they're going through, they're getting everything organized, and they wrote donate on bags. I said, "Are you going to donate these?" She said, "Yeah." I'm like, "They're going to sit in the garage for a long time," because that's where I put them. I was like, "We got to have somewhere to put all this shit and out of the way." The garage, my abode, my zen place, is where all the shit ends up getting put. But anyway, I could do it. I just don't wanna. She said the Salvation Army. We used to have a Salvation Army kind of close by, and now it's gone. And I guess that was years ago. I don't even remember. I haven't been to the Salvation Army in so long. I always enjoy going there. You know, if you're ever bored, just go to a thrift store, man. Go check it out. You're gonna find something cool in there. So, anyways, yeah, I got to work and I grabbed the truck, um, and I went over to our box truck because our box truck has a big lift gate on it. So I went over to that, opened up the door and opened up the lift gate and put the dirt bike, the old DR 650, put it on the lift gate, put it up, put it inside the box truck, so then I could kind of roll it into the bed of my truck easy. And hey, things went really smooth, except for my truck bed liner. It's a big plastic liner. It used to be attached, like had all these like hooks and stuff, and I ripped them all out. And now, yeah, you got to have something in the bed of the truck, or that motherfucker's gonna fly the fuck out. Which isn't a problem. I always have shit laying around in the truck bed. Right now, there's a 6 gallon bucket, I think, or maybe it's a 7.5. I don't know exactly the size bucket. It's taller than a 5 gallon bucket, and it's full of straps and bungee cords and all kinds of shit. And I had like a little load bar thing, like you can ratchet it and it extends. And I had a spare tire and a bunch of chains. And the chains are, I'm really happy about these chains because uh, guys at my work threw them away. Like I go through the metal dumpster. You know, we have a little metal dumpster inside the shop, and that's where they throw all the old metal shit that is no good. And they were cleaning out the shop one day, and they threw away probably 100 foot of chain. And I'm like, what the fuck are they throwing away chain for? I know it looks rusty, but it's a chain. And some of them are missing hooks. And I'm like, you can buy a hook, right? Like you're throwing away a whole chain. You could put a fucking hook on it, and then it's a good chain. But I'm not over here trying to solve their problems. I'm trying to gain for myself here. So I have a bunch of fucking chain that's either missing hooks or one of them's got a broken hook on it. And it's like, yeah, chop it off and put on a different hook. Like it's weird that they're throwing this shit away. Anyways, I got a bunch of fucking chains in the bed. So, anyways, the truck bed liner goes over the rails, over the bed rails, and you can't get to any tie down points. So I took a razor blade and I chopped it's kind of like a thick plastic, and I just chopped the whole bed rails off. I was gonna chop out the whole bottom and just have like a mat, and then I was gonna self tap that bitch down into the bed. So I would have like a nice mat and it wouldn't fly away. But yeah, I ended up just cut the bed rails off, and it's probably gonna stay like that forever because I'm not gonna. I don't. I don't know. It's a work truck, man. It's a work. It is a nice truck, and I do plan on painting it. I was telling the wife that the other day. I said I want to get me a couple of turbo cans of black paint, and just even though the hood, like I should sand it down and do it right, I'm just gonna turbo can the fucker. I'm gonna turbo can paint the hood, turbo can paint the door and the cab corners that are all rusty looking, and I'm just gonna try to make it all the same color. I think that's gonna be a good idea. Don't tape anything off. It'll be fine. It'll be all right. No, I'll probably shove some cardboard in there and maybe cover up the mirror with a trash bag or something and roll the window down, and then I'll just spray paint the door and the hood. Yeah, I don't know what I'll do. I might drape something over the fenders and the grill and the under the windshield wipers, so I can just paint the whole hood, get it all the same color. And then I want to take it to an exhaust shop. That's where the money's going to come into play. And I don't, we're doing better, but not yet. but we have the potential to save some money and have some left over now. But I don't know how much exhaust costs, and it's going to be expensive. So I'd like to have a full exhaust put on the truck, from the manifolds all the way to the ass end of the truck, just stock, 2-into-1, stock, nothing special. It's a V6. I'd rather not hear it. It's been a loud truck for the whole time that I've had it. The exhaust has been rusted off, and it sounds kind of cool. For people that don't know, for people that do know, they're like, that's a V6. For people that don't know, they're like, oh, it's a loud ass truck. Maybe I haven't talked to anybody. It's just a old shitty. It sounds more like a tractor running around. But yeah, I'm just gonna quieten it up, put exhaust on it, quieten it up, make it not be so loud, and call it good. I think that's my plan. I just saw a prosthetic leg on the side of the road. Might have been a mannequin leg. Might have been a real leg. I don't know. I didn't see. So yeah, I got the bike loaded up. I got the bed rails cut off so I could strap that bitch down, all four corners of it, just to be nice and secure. And that thing was so fucking secure. I was jumping the railroad tracks with the dirt bike loaded up. I was having a good time. Um, it goes quick, slow, if that makes sense. It doesn't go fast, but I could get up to, I can rip that thing around town, but I can't, on the highway, it ain't going over. It ain't, I mean, I can get it to go 90, but I got to have a long downhill. And, fuck, there's some other shit to talk about. Well, I finally watched the ending of Queso's RV There Yet with my son last night. That was good. I've been watching it by myself in the hotel, and he hasn't been really watching it. So I had to kind of get him up to speed on things. And that was a good game. It's a good game. There's a lot of a couple of little twists and turns in there in the storyline and whatnot. But it was a good game. It was fun. Then I watched. So he did it in almost 13 hours. It almost took him 13 hours to complete that game. And I watched somebody speed run the game in 6 minutes. They skip over everything, but so it's not really an actual speed run. Is you got to follow the correct path, but what the shortcut's a shortcut, right? And if you can shortcut the whole, like, 3/4 of the entire game, is that still called a speed run? I don't know, but they got to the credit scene in 6 minutes. I'm like, in case I watched that after he finished. he's like that is pretty hard. But I hope he still plays it with Jinxie and Sketch. I hope they do another one with it, because that was a good game. Yeah, had a decent day yesterday. Today, I don't know what today looks like. Today looks like I'm driving. So I was gonna have to get up extra fucking early and go do another job before I do this job, but that job got canceled. So now I just have one job to do, and they only really expect me to get 2 loads done, but I can technically get 3 if things move fast enough. But I don't want to. I want a regular day today, and I want a regular day tomorrow. I don't want a long day today and a short day tomorrow, So maybe I will just split it up. I got to go up here into St. Joe, grab a load of methyl ester, whatever the fuck that shit is. It's non-haz, at least that's what they're calling it. I don't know. And I'm going to load up a tanker full of that shit and take it to the landfill. Dump it in a pit. I get to see my buddy at the pit. That'll be cool. And then turn around and head back to St. Joe and grab another load and do it again. Like Steely Dan. Oh, and that's another thing. So I got on Chat GPT and I said, hey, I want to create a classic rock radio station. It's going to be called 78.9. I think that's pretty cool because my favorite number is 78, and I have a 79 Chevy. So I don't know. And it's a completely fake radio FM channel. You can't even, I think you can only go down to 88.1 or something. So, anyways, it's completely fake, but I named it 78.9 KRRS, Cletus Ray's Rock Station. Um, and I put that into Chat GPT, and I was like, hey, create me a radio station logo for this radio station or whatever. And it ChatGPT failed me completely. I mean, they did one. The first one looked kind of decent. It had a guitar and whatever, but I was like, it's not exactly what I was really hoping for. Try it again. It put the same exact image just with the truck. And I said, all right, try it again, completely different, different colors, different font, different. It did the same exact image again, just in different colors. And I'm like, and I texted to ChatGPT. I said, "You're fucking with me right now." And it's like, "No, no, I'm not messing with you. It seems that I can create better prompts and blah blah blah." I'm like, "Okay, make me a better logo then." I'm like, it's completely different. I want a couple of different styles to look at, motherfucker. And it put the same exact fucking logo up again. And so I texted out, and it said, you have reached your photo limit for the day or whatever. I'm like, you motherfucker, you sent me the same fucking picture 4 fucking times, even though I asked you, and I hit my fucking limit. It's like, oh, well, there's nothing I can do about the limit. I'm so sorry. You wait 24 hours. But in the meantime, we can sit here and we can try to figure out better prompts to better get what you want. I'm like, no, fuck you. I'm going to Grok. I'm going over to Grok, and it's like, Grok is not as good as ChatGPT. I'm like, oh yeah, who would win in a fight? Who would win in a fight? He's like, well, Grok would win in a meme battle, but ChatGPT would eventually come out on top. Would you like me to write a story about this so you could put on your uh, radio station? That would be epic. I'm like, hey, fuck off, you stupid bitch. You fucked up. You fucked up big time, bud. I'm going to Grok. I didn't go to Grok. I don't even know. I've never messed with any other AI stuff. I messed with the Bing. Bing had an AI thing, and that was not a long time ago, but it was a while back. Um, I went over to Gemini, Google's Gemini. I just typed in like AI image creator Gemini, and I went to that, and I was thinking about having them make me a logo, but then I said, you know what? I want to make this more authentic. So I sat down with a piece of paper and a pen, and I got one for my daughter, and I got one for my son, but I was focused on me, and I just started drawing a logo for the radio station, kind of what I, just it's nothing special, but I drew it on a piece of paper, then I colored it in with crayon, and then I took a picture of it with Gemini, and I said, create this professionally or whatever, and so that's the logo on the Cletus Ray's Rock Station. It's on there now, and I renamed it, and it's good. It's there. It's what I want it to be. And I went through all of the songs on there. There is a couple of songs in there that probably don't belong on a classic rock radio station, but they're so I couldn't I couldn't help myself and delete them. There's only two of them really. Ronnie Millsap and Houston Runaway. Ronnie Millsap should be on the country station. I know. And Houston is a. I saw a video. It was a Red Bull Games video, and there's a guy riding a bike, and like they had all these cool props and everything, and there's this cool song that he was riding to, and I love that song, and it sounds like an older song, but it's from a newer band, and I left it on there. I did delete a bunch of other stuff that probably should have stayed on the rock station, but I was like, I don't want to. I don't know. You guys can all the songs that well, not all of them, but a lot of the songs that um you would think are supposed to be on there. You can click the like. There's a button you can click, and it will. These motherfuckers are fucking crazy here. This place is fucking hopping. All right, I want to park and get a coffee, you fuckheads. These fucking fuck. God damn it! You're on the fucking lines for the fuel island. God damn it. Anyways, I'm gonna run in here, grab a coffee, and I will be back with you when something else happens. I want to make this abundantly clear. When I talk about stuff, it's so weird. I 100% my podcast talking about kitties running over Australia was released way before the Joe Rogan one with what's his name over here. I'm like, hey, you people think I'm stealing content now. I talked about cats first. I mean, I think I heard about it on Joe Rogan, but it's really funny that he is now listening to Kurt Russell on Joe Rogan, and they're talking about feral cats and cane toads and all kinds of shit. I'm in the middle of the podcast. I just stopped it right there. I said, hey, there's no fucking way I was just talking about this. And now they're talking about it. I'm like, hey, let's look at the timestamps. I released my episode right before that. I'm not trying to steal content from Joe Rogan. I was asking Shane Has Tattoos about the kitty cats. And I don't know. I'm confirming my suspicion of the cats being overrun with Australia right here, right now. Anyways, I got my answer, I guess. Anyways, we're having a good day. I'll finish that episode later. Who gives a shit? I just stopped off at a truck stop. I got offloaded. I got loaded, got offloaded, ate some lunch. I'm headed back. So I go there to get loaded, and normal rigmarole. Nothing crazy going on there. Just loaded my tanker. But we are low on hoses. My company right now. You know, we got a lot of the 3-inch hoses are out all over the fucking place, and a lot of them are actually over at the power plant that I've been working at, and they're all froze up. They're all sealed up. You know, there's clumps of crystals and shit clogging them up. And I left them all there because they're not really to any use to me, and I wanted to make sure I had hoses for next time I need to go out there. So I left the good hoses out there too. And I show up to do this job, and I'm like, oh, fuck, I need to find some hoses. Luckily, I found 2 hoses on the ground inside the shop. Somebody had offloaded them off a different truck or trailer or something, and just laid them in the middle of the floor. Which, hey, we all do it. I try not to do it. I try to put all the shit back to where the fuck it goes. A lot of these other guys, they just drop it on the floor and string it out, and they're like, somebody will use it, which we will. It's not a big deal, but it is kind of nice to have everything put away, especially if I'm doing my part of putting it all away and whatnot. But yeah, I found some hoses, took them over there. Well, one of the hoses is no good because somebody ran the motherfucker over. They didn't run over like the hose part. They ran, I don't know, or they hammered the fuck out of it. I don't know. It's not. It's out of round. It will not fit. And then another one that had a little plug stuck in it, and that thing was about corroded into it. So, but luckily I was able to get that one out. And yeah, I get up on top of the tank. So it's soybean stuff is where I'm pulling this liquid from. So they do a lot with soybeans. I mean, they get soybeans in, they create soybean oil, and from that oil they create salad dressing, and they also create biodiesel. It's fucking crazy, and probably some other shit. And then what this tank is kind of all the shit that isn't useful to anybody. They got 20,000 gallons of it, and it's not useful to anybody. So I'm just taking it to the landfill. And it's like yellowy, cloudy. It looks like clumpy stuff, but it's not really clumpy. It's more, I don't know. It's just like a sludge almost, but it flows really good. Anyways, I got my tanker loaded up. I didn't load it as much as I probably should have. I was pointing downhill, so I knew that my gauge was not gonna. It was gonna be reading lower than what I actually had got, but I didn't know. I mean, I probably could have loaded another 500 gallons. Whatever. I didn't. Sorry about that. And I didn't know until I got over here to offload, but now I know. I'll load that motherfucker up to the top. And yeah, luckily one hose will do it, and I'm gonna have to grab a couple more hoses from the shop before I head out tomorrow. But I plan on I got one load done. I'm about to head up here, grab a second load, turn around, come back, offload it at the landfill, and then come back up here because they say they'll have people up here till 6 p.m. tonight, so not a big deal. So I'm going to come back up here, grab another load, and head back to the shop. Hopefully it's not by 6 p.m. Hopefully it ain't gonna be that late. But I will be coming up for a third load, and then in the morning I'll offload it. But that first one I offloaded, it looks like a bunch of cum, like literally. It looks like cum. It looks like a full tanker full of semen. And it's got the same consistency of it. It's like slippery and slimy and shit. God. It was yellow looking shit inside the tank, but once it goes through my pump system, it mixes it all up and blends it. And I almost fell down in the shit. And I got the shit, it's all over my fucking truck. There was nothing I could really do. It's just all over the fucking place, covered in cum. But whatever, that's the way it's going to be. I'll rinse it off before I park it for overnight, and hopefully that'll be good enough. And, yeah, I got a little on my boot. I did not like that, and that's what almost made me fall. I stepped in a little bit of it, and then I was stepping up on the metal, like little rack on the back of my trailer to hop up there to hammer my fucking valve shut, because my valve's a piece of shit. And almost slipped and fell in the shit. That would have been not ideal. Would have been not good at all. What else is going on? As of today, as of right now, not a whole lot. I don't know. I got people asking me for an interview, and they're like, "Hey, can you come in tomorrow morning?" I'm like, "I have a job, though. Like, I can't just say, hey, boss, I'm not coming in. I mean, I could call in sick. I ain't calling in fucking sick. You fucking crazy? For a job that I don't even know if I'm going to want to take it. Because I don't know. One of the jobs that they're really trying to get me to go in for an interview is, I don't know. I don't really know the whole pay scale. They just put up like, oh, you can make $100,000 a year. Well, my company says the same fucking thing. And I ain't hit that. You know, I've been here for over 4 years. Well, right at 4 years. Yeah, I'm coming right at 4 years. I keep forgetting that I started in 2021, December of 2021. So, anyways, feels like a lot longer. Feels like I've been here forever. Feels like this is my life. This is the way my life has been. And it basically has been since I've had children. You know, I got a 6-year-old and a 4-year-old, so I've worked here my daughter's entire life. And most of my son's life, I made a job change right after he was born, a few months later. And then that one didn't work out. and I got real fucked up, because I went over to a place called Bulkmatic, and that's why I'm kind of weary about these fucking places. Is Bulkmatic really did it to me. I was working at a lumber yard, and they were union, and they paid per day. That was it. There was no more, no less. You got paid this much every day, no matter how much work you did. Could have worked a lot, could have worked a little. Everybody gets the same, and which I was pretty cool with. But I was like, hey, I would like some sort of a rate, or is there anything I can do to make more money? Like I need more money because I just had a kid. They're like, nah, bro, and their hands are tied. I mean, they're management in a union company. There's nothing they can do. You got to vote on some shit or whatever. So I said, all right, and I found another job, and they don't really want. I mean, I don't know. I don't know how unions exactly work, but they didn't really try to keep me. There was nothing they could do. They could just say, please don't leave. It's the things. Nothing is gonna change for you if you leave, though, or if you stay. So, anyways, I left. I went to Bulkmatic. It sounded good. It said like $80,000 to $95,000 a year, and I was like, okay, cool. I can dig that, And they just kept saying, oh, it's competitive rates. It's standard market value, or I don't know. It's industry standard, and I'm like, I because I had already accepted the job, got in there, and I was in the middle of training. And with the boss, I was starting to get comfortable with him and stuff. And I'm like, hey man, I just need to know, like, because I'm in training, my training pay is going to be less than normal, right? Which I understand. But I want to see somebody's normal check. Can you just like black out all the sensitive information and just show me like a check? Like, how is that guy over there getting paid? I want to see like what he's got going on, because you say everybody gets paid the same. Not the same, but you get this much per mile when loaded. You get this much when you drop and hook a trailer, and you get this much when you load, and you get this much when you offload, and you get this much when you take a tanker to the cleaners, and you get this much if you pick up a tanker from the cleaners. There's just a whole bunch of fucking little bullshit, and it was all like $15 for this, $30 for that, $10 for this, $5 for that, and I'm like, what? Like, what if I accidentally hook up the wrong trailer? I don't get paid to accidentally hook up the wrong trailer. They all look the fucking same. Or, a job gets canceled or whatever, you're not going to pay, and you're not going to pay me empty. So I could spend a whole day and a half driving down to Arkansas loaded and get nice pay, but then I have a day and a half of getting nothing on the way back. I'll get $15 to drop the trailer. That's not cool. I don't want that. I need some real money. And yeah, a day and a half, or a 3-day job, and one of those guys was getting paid $500, and that's what clicked it in my brain. I said, I got to get the fuck out of here. He's getting paid $500 for 3 days worth of work. That's not good. I got to get the fuck out of here. He's like, well, he might find a load on the way back. I'm like, does that happen? He's like, yes, sometimes. I'm like, okay, well, no, man. And even then, after that, I started talking to some of the guys around there. I was like, hey, how likely is it that I'll make, 80,000 a year here? And they were like, not this year, not next year. Like, fuck, I haven't made that at all. Some people have different little stories to talk about. Like, no, I've never made that much here. I'm like, oh, well, why did the thing that I clicked on the thing and it said 80 to 95,000 a year, and now you're telling me there's no possible way that's going to happen? They're like, yeah, you ain't going to make that. I'm like, okay. And I got the fuck out of there. They were trying to send me to Chicago also. They're like, hey, yeah, we'll reimburse you. You just got to go to Chicago. We'll get you a rental car and we'll get you a hotel, but like all the food and anything else you do is you'll have to cover that. But you put an expense report in and we'll reimburse you on your first check. And I'm like, buddy, I'm broke as fuck right now. You know, like I can't do that. So I ended up leaving before they sent me to Chicago, and I'm really glad that kind of happened. And in me trying to get that job is when I talked to a guy that worked at the place I'm at currently, and he said, hey, we're hiring. I said, hey, I just need you to sign off that I've driven a truck for your company before. And so he signed off for me. He's like, hey, I mean, I'll sign. Yeah, if that's the route you want to go, but I'm telling you, we're hiring, and we pay pretty decent. And I was like, well, I'm gonna do my own thing, and I went to Bulkmatic. That fucking failed, and then I called him back up, and I said, hey, how about that job, man? And I came over here, and I asked to be started at a certain rate. They said no, we can't do that. But I was kind of in a bind. I had already made up my mind that I was going to quit the other job, so I went ahead and took this job. And then that's when, they were they didn't tell me anything they were going to do at the very beginning. They made it sound pretty good, and it seemed like a really good company. And I've been here for a while; it's been okay. But I fear that they started me at a so much lower of a rate than what they should have. So now I'm way behind. They're trying to make up for it. They'll give me $1 a year, um, but it's not. I'm still behind by a couple of dollars. Is in my mind, and that's what I think is fair. Obviously, if I find another job that I'm comfortable with and I think is going to pay a lot more, they're going to have to buck up and give me more than just that. What I think is fair, they're going to have to give me more than that to keep me. But I don't know if this place that I'm going to try to go interview is going to work out. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. It should be. What's the worst that could happen? I just got to be off work tomorrow by 5 because he's like, yeah, come in tomorrow morning. I said, maybe tomorrow afternoon, 5 or 6. Oh, okay. Yeah, 5 works. I'm like, okay. And I don't even know if that's going to work. I might end up calling him and saying, hey, man, can't do it because I'll be doing this job. And I'm running back and forth to St. Joe and stuff. I'll try to start early, I guess. But there's really no telling on how long this job is actually going to take. So we'll see. We'll see how it works out. If it doesn't work out, just say, hey, man, yeah, can I push it to Monday or something? And because I got 20,000 gallons hauling, that's 5 loads, more than 5 loads. So, well, I guess, I don't know, maybe less. It's definitely going to be 5 loads. And the last load is going to be, I think that's what they're trying to work on. They're trying to get me to do. So tomorrow might not work out. I might actually be in St. Joe for a long time tomorrow night because I think they're going to send some guys out to clean that frac tank up. And I remember doing this job once before, and I ran loads all day, and then I brought the frac tank truck up and picked up the frac tank and folded up the containment, and then had to go put all that back at the rental place. So, tomorrow could actually end up being a long fucking day because clean the frac tank because they got to have a tanker there to clean up all the water and all the shit from it. And then everybody's done. We all go back to the shop, and they're like, "Hey, grab the frac tank truck and head up there and grab it." I'm like, "Oh shit, yes, I'm off at 4 o'clock. This is great. Everything's gonna work out." And then they're like, "Hey, grab the frac tank truck and go do that." I'm like, "Motherfucker." All right, well, I'll be working till fucking 8 o'clock that night doing some shit like that. It's not a hard job. I just want to be off work early on a Friday. That'd be cool. And I'm just waiting for my boss to call me and say, "Hey, got work this weekend." Nah, man, because I'm already. I gotta go. I gotta moving that man on Saturday, and I'm hoping we can. Me and Luke, we're gonna take my truck up there. I'm hoping we can start as early as possible. Start moving all that shit because I wanna be able to enjoy a little bit of the weekend, and it's not gonna feel like a weekend if I work a normal shift, you know. But I know there's still a lot of stuff up there. We just gotta work on getting it all piled up and into the truck. And the guy wants some of the stuff brought to the new house and some of the stuff put in the storage unit. So we're gonna try to just do it as quickly as possible. And then I don't know what else we got going on. This is hopefully gonna be a decent weekend. I hear snow. I don't hear snow, but somebody told me into my ear that there's going to be snow coming on Sunday. Hey, I'm all for it. Bring it on. Let me see it. I want to see it. Bring in the snow. Uh-huh. Should be all right. Um, Not a whole lot else really going on right now. Just driving around. Haven't had any problems. No problems today. I thought I heard an air leak on my truck, but I don't know. It was just the bleed off, I guess, because it ain't leaking now. At least I don't think it is. I don't know. I'm at 110 psi in my tanks. Usually it's 125, so maybe I do have a slight. But neither one are climbing. I think sometimes some of these trucks they do just run low. It's way above the red, so the red is at like 50 psi. It's got an alarm that'll start going off, and you'll also stop moving real fast too. Yeah, I ate some strombolis. They were delicious. A little oily today, a little greasy, but they were good. And been been listening to 78.9 KRRS today. You know, I don't know why. It's the same old songs that I've been listening to for years, but it just feels different now. And whenever I open up my screen, and it looks like a radio station, guys. To me, maybe I'm wrong. Look, I'm like, hell yeah, that's awesome. I love that. Um, yeah, should I'm listening to Joe Rogan right now. I forgot that I didn't finish that one, and I'm hoping I got some other podcasts coming out soon. Come on, Stevie V, put out something. Come on, Broken Wing Nuts. I need you guys. What am I gonna do tomorrow? If nobody posts any podcasts, I'm gonna be bored to tears tomorrow. I'll be on 78.9. Um, and I thought Joe Rogan was gonna even post one today. It's afternoon now. He didn't post one. He usually posts Monday through Thursday at noon. And I didn't put one up today. This is Thursday, by the way. I just decided to take a day off. You know, sometimes I'll do that. But I'm recording today. I recorded two fucking podcasts yesterday. Well, one and a half. And then I'm recording one today. I just didn't have one to post up. I just don't have any to post up today. No, I didn't. I don't know what I did yesterday. I'm all jumbled up. It's been a long week. Trying to keep track of everything has been hell of a time. Another thing, what was I gonna say? Oh man, everybody's got Facebook groups out the wazoo. Okay, I don't know what's going on Facebook. I keep getting invites from people that like, hey, like this page or this group for the one of the podcasts that I listen to. I'm like, how many fucking groups are there? Holy shit! They're just all over the place. I mean, I like it. I like that there's a lot of different groups and stuff. But I'm like, I thought I was already in that group. And then I'm getting an invite, and they're like, "Oh, hey, I posted in this group." I'm like, "What group is that? I'm in that group." No, no, you're not. I'm like, "Oh, shit!" Try, just trying to get in there and support my other fellow creators. I want to support you. I just don't know where to go. Y'all got 18 different fucking spots on Facebooks. I got one. Um, yeah, the link is in the description for my Facebook group. It's Kletus Ray's Roadside Service coming at ya. And then you got a YouTube channel. You guys can go back and look at the YouTube channel. I used to play video games. Well, like a video game a lot. And I don't know, there's a couple of real life stuff in there. But yeah, check it out if you'd like to. I haven't heard anything about that map creator thing anymore. That's another weird thing. That map creator guy or the CEO of that game that reached out to me, I haven't heard anything back from him yet. And he said, "Yeah, I'll follow up in a few weeks." And I mean, I understand, things. You're trying to run a company like that, it takes time to work on shit and whatnot. Um, but he had mentioned me working on some maps for that Off-Road Outlaws game. He's like, "Yeah, work on some maps, figure out which ones you want to get featured." And I'm like, I don't want to work on any maps. If you're going to give me a badass tool, he was talking about giving me a computer program to create maps with where you can do all kinds of stuff that's way above what you can do just in game. So I'm like, I don't want to work on fucking shit unless I get that program. If I get that program, I'll go wild. I'll start making all kinds of crazy shit on there. But I guess kind of luckily, I almost forgot about it. So luckily, it's been on hold, and I'm not like holding anybody up or not participating. It's just not going on right now, which is good because I've been busy as fuck. I've been real fucking busy, and it's kind of hard to worry about a video game when you got life going on. Even though I've been playing the card shop simulator too much, my kids were begging me to turn it on last night, and I refused. Like, can you turn on your computer? Can we open up some card packs on your computer? I'm like, no. Like, why not? I'm like, because if I open that computer, I'm going to be on it all fucking night. And that's not what I want to be doing. These lanes seem really small. They repaved the road here, and now the wake up bumps, the rumble strip is way too close. That guy in a Toyota he's on the yellow line passing me, and I'm on the rumble strip while he's passing me, and we're almost touching mirrors. These lanes are not wide enough. Who decided to put the yellow line and the rumble strip that close together? what do you guys got going on? Leave me a comment. Give me something to talk about. Just post up. Ask me a question, or just say, hey, what do you think about bras on monkeys? That just came out of nowhere. And I'll tell you, I mean, just for an example, bras on monkeys, if they need it, I'm for it. I don't know if there is like if this is like a thing going on nowadays or not. It's something I just made up in my own mind. But if there's monkeys that need that support for them breasts, them monkey breasts, get them a bra. I don't think they're gonna wear it though. I think they're gonna yank that motherfucker off and choke out one of their children. One of them little baby monkeys. They're gonna just one of them baby monkeys is gonna get the bra wire, you know, poke his eye out with the bra wire, or get that elastic band wrapped around him too much, and it's not gonna be good, you know. And so if that happened, I would say I don't think monkeys should have bras. If you're getting turned on by monkey tits, sounds like you're that one guy from the Broken Wing Nuts, or not the Broken Wing Nuts, Backroad Friends guy. He likes hairy women. He likes them Sam Squanches. Um, so yeah, I don't know. Monkey bras, get them out of here. No monkey bras. We need them titties to be out and about and walking around. For human titties, I do like a bra. Not me, not for me. I don't. I mean, I don't need one. But I like a. I think it's cute. I think it's attractive. A woman in a bra. It's weird. That people just walk around in bathing suits and they're fine, and then like a bikini. But then if you like see a woman in her bra, she's like, "Oh fuck, you can't look at me like this." It's like that's more clothing than you took to the beach the other day. I don't go to the beach all that often, if at all. That guy, you're about to tip over. Slow down, Jesus. Serraro Trucking, Cicero, you about to tip that motherfucker over. Damn. Yeah, I like the bras. Um, are you a tit guy or an ass guy? Just just put in the comments T or A. I don't know. Just trying to get some engagement here. I'm losing it, so I'm out of here. Adios. Keep all 18 down. Talk to you later. Keep all 18 down. I'm sorry, I can't find my phone. Here it is. Adios. Bye bye.